Hey everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you for being on this call where I have a very special guest for you all today. A very special guest for you all today who is, I want to begin by saying, Alka Vaswani, thank you for being here at 1 a.m. London time. She stayed up so she can serve you guys. So incredibly grateful for that. Alka's been a past client of mine, and she generously has taken out time to talk to you guys today and share with you what has been her journey, the challenges she's come through, overcome, the limiting beliefs she's come through, overcome, and what she's doing currently in her business to, help people live her desires and everything and anything that her heart truly desires. So we're going to have a conversation around it. I'm just making sure all the admins in and everyone who wants to come in is in. Um, Again, as I always say, if you guys can come on camera, that'll be cool. If you can't come, that's fine. Generally for these calls, we always have, I like you guys to, come online. But take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you need, and see if you can bring your skin to the game. I am going to someone was trying to come in. Alka, let me introduce Alka first. Alka's, I actually don't have words to explain who she is, but I'm going to try to do it for the context of giving you some context and introduction. She's an incredible woman. More than just being an ex-client, she truly, anybody who comes in her presence feels activated in their abundance. She lives in her purpose. She lives in basically service, and she is all about helping women overcome their limitations, their limited beliefs around who they are and how they can live their life. She at the moment is currently doing lots of things, but she is carrying retreats. She's creating retreats around the world, especially in India, Egypt, Bali, London. I'm looking at all the places that she's serving people. Yes, India, Egypt, Dubai, Bali. And she's really about, helping women come into their authentic versions and serve themselves and the world. So I'm really, 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 really excited to have Alka here today. I want to welcome her, and I would love for you all to welcome her, whether it's through your chat box or whether it's through coming on the screen. So over to you, Alka, just to introduce yourself and say hello to the members of the Mastermind.
Sure. Well, first of all, I'm so excited that Prachi asked me to do this. I'm here in London right now on one of my journeys, but I just wanted to say that I just wanted to be here to share my love and my experience with you all, and just to tell you a little bit about me. I worked with Prachi about a year and a half ago, I believe, and kind of starting my business, and she really connected with me and helped me to see what I was needing to do to go on this journey of self-discovery. So I'm so excited that I am there now and I'm doing so much, and life is beautiful, and it's so limitless. So I'm living a limitless life right now. So I'm so excited, and there's a lot that's going to come up. So thank you, and thank you for having me here.
Oh, I just love the words that you said, life is limitless, and you are living it right now.
Yeah.
That was like the highlight. If there's anything today that we get, if there's nothing else, just that part where you felt that it was limitless, but now you're living it. It's so beautiful to be in a state where you're actually experiencing it. That's amazing. So, Alka, tell us, what are you right now in your business? I know they will give some more context of everything that you overcame and to be in this state. But what are you currently doing in your business, briefly, so they have a little bit of context of who you are and what you're actually doing?
Like what you just said, I'm very passionate about working with women. So I have clients that I do coaching one-to-one. I do groups also. And I have done, I've held goddess circles, and I believe every woman is a goddess. And I feel that, to really embody that and stand in their power, that's what I like to do, because I myself have gone through that myself and now have realized who I am. And I want to show the other women how to live in that potential and really to see who they are and the power that they're holding and take their power back. So I really want everyone to live that life that I'm living right now. And with what I have gone through, I'll share a little bit about my life, but what I have gone through, and bringing all the parts of me back today for me to live fully and in this authentic truth of who I am as a beautiful goddess. And that's what I do. And I do retreats around the world. And you know what? That's another thing. I used to do India only, and I've expanded in every which way, because why not? It's limitless. Like I said, so I want to expand. So now I'm doing Egypt and Bali,
How
Dubai,
exciting.
Morocco is coming next. And you know what? We are here to serve. And what I really see when women get together, the sacredness of that feeling of women coming together on a retreat and bonding with themselves, bonding and really connecting to who they are. It's amazing. There's so much um, vibration that's going around, and it just makes um, I have tears in my eyes when I see the difference when women come to my retreat, and when they leave different people. They're not the same person anymore. And I
That's so
always have them take
beautiful.
a picture before you get on the flight, and before we leave, we take another picture and see the difference of who you are, because it's not the same person.
Yeah, and that's the shift, isn't it? That's the shift. That's so incredible.
Yeah.
So share, with the group, and there's a replay, so there's a lot more people who are going to watch this, and because this is a mastermind, it's really about bringing them into their power back, and helping their business expand, like you are serving so many people around the world now. They're all on their own journey. Some of them are starting businesses, some of them have existing businesses, but it's really about, again, as you said, becoming limitless. So before you started working with me, and what were your visions and your desires that now you're living? But share some of those, and perhaps, I'm combining two questions, but what were your top three shifts that you experienced from that older version to this version of you,
Okay.
having had that shift? Yeah. So they can actually also understand and break through it, perhaps, if they,
Yeah.
yeah.
So before I met Prachi, um, I was basically just getting my feet wet, just getting started thinking of what I wanted to do. And I've always been connecting to women, or always wanted to empower women. So I hadn't started my business yet, but I'd helped women in different ways. But what Prachi helped me do is really to see and believe in myself. I always wanted, you know, when I believed in myself, things just flowed and things just happened. But in the beginning, when I did not feel it, I wanted to have structure, and I wanted to know what to do and how to do it and steps to do it. But, realized afterwards, but when you are in your power and not by using your head, but going into your heart, really coming from the heart and believing in who you are, and the power that, each of us have as light workers. We all have a purpose and a power, and believing in that and really acknowledging myself to see what that was. And I realized the power is within me. I just have to I just have to be myself. I don't have to be Prachi, or I don't need to be somebody else, and I don't have to copy anybody. That's what I was trying to do. How do I do this? I don't know how to do it, you know? But what I realized is I just had to be me and believe in
Mm.
myself. So once I started really going within and believing in myself and just being me, things flew easy, like things just flowed and
Yeah.
things just happened. I didn't have to be somebody else.
Yeah.
And
And
everybody
we,
has a signature, you
sorry,
know?
go on. Yeah. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. Go on. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody has their own signature, and I just had to find mine, and that's what really opened me up to start this journey.
Hmm. That is, that part, I just want to stay with this for a second because even if we didn't talk about any other shifts, I think what you just touched upon, and there's so many of them who actually are starting their business or they are have their own businesses. I have jewelry designers here, coaches, mentors, healers, people, all sorts of, creatives in this mastermind. And one of the things that you've just said is so crucial in your business exploding. And I have shared my own journey that when I stopped actually being anyone else, stopped using other people's strategy and framework, and I really gave myself the permission. So I think what you're sharing with them is a reaffirmation, and you're showing them that, giving yourself the permission to do things your way is what's going to explode your business, nothing else. So I really want you to touch upon this a little bit more. Like, how did it happen for you to, because I know when you came to me, you were a lot in your logic and structure and framework. That's another thing I wanted to discuss. And today you're like flying off by the beat of your heart. Desire, fly. That's what she does right now. She gets a desire, she creates a retreat. So I mean, I really want to put things in context so they get this almost like an electric charge that, oh, all I needed was a permission or an affirmation from another person today. I can do things my way. That's it. So let's dive a little bit more into this. Yeah.
And what I wanted to share is also getting out of my own way. A lot of times we stop ourselves, right? The thoughts, I'm not good enough. That's one of them.
Mm.
I don't have the right knowledge, or I can't. There's so many other beliefs that you have. And by really working on that with positive affirmations and connecting to the truth of who you are, the subconscious beliefs, I mean, we all have that. So by letting that go and getting out of your own way and just believing in who you are and doing it, it was it just changed everything in me. The main thing is really connecting and believing and letting go of the negative thoughts. So I this is what I used to say to myself. If I was scared, okay, be scared. Feel the fear, do it anyway. And I didn't let the fear stop me. And that's what really helped, because the fear is just it's your ego's trying to protect you. It's just trying to protect you, but you do it anyway. And at the end of it, it's not that hard. It's like we have this thing in our head that things are hard, we can't do it, but it's all things that are stopping you. But I feel it's just believing yourself, feeling it and doing it, and then see how easy it is. And I used to think to myself, how many things have I stopped myself to do by being fearful in my life? And I
Wow.
thought about it. I said,
Yeah.
wow, I could not realize so many things I've said no to because I was scared. But nowadays, anything I do, I just go for it.
Yeah.
And I feel everything in life is an experience. Everything is an experience. Do it and see how you feel. So nothing stops me now. I'm just full go on all the way.
Yeah.
I'm fearless now. I'm
Yeah.
fearless. I do it all.
You do
So
it
feel
all.
the fear
That's
and do it anyway.
I like that. So the top three shifts that I picked from you is one was that you absolutely gave yourself the permission to do how you wanted
Do
to
it.
run
Yeah.
your business. I think that's a really, really big one and a profound one. Two, you
Yeah.
literally stop giving power to your fear, right? Like do it anyway.
Yeah.
Fear is always going to
Yeah.
be there. Like its job
Yeah.
is to protect us, right? So, and what would you
Right.
say is the third biggest shift you've had since that older version of you who wanted to be this version of you? before we started working, or even when you were wanting to do everything right now that you're living, what was that third shift that, whether it was in your consciousness or whether something else, that I may have helped you or you may have tapped into to be able to live this current reality?
To really see, to really see uh, the, I guess, the power that I had. And I feel also, a lot of things that you helped me with was connecting to really my subconscious thoughts that was stopping me. And I mean, to help me to see that, and then to how to release that. And
Mm,
so they were not they were not affecting me, but basically expanding in the version that I wanted to be, really expansion of the version that I wanted to be. Just connecting to that version of who I wanted to be kept me going.
yeah. Wow. They all sound very profound, and I'm actually glad that you've been able to do it. And like there'll always be a next version of us. Like there's a next version of me that I'm tapping into based on what I'm being shown rather than structure. And like you're following your heart, and you're seeing that the business never really looked like first what the structure showed us, but what your heart is showing, right? So there's always a
Exactly.
next level, but to be able to tap into and live this level which you wanted, it's like
Mm.
it's very joyful to see you do that. And obviously I'm celebrating, and I'm sure these women and men, we have men here as well, are going to obviously
Oh,
celebrate that too. Yeah. And that makes me really happy that the men are also becoming aware of consciousness work and how you can actually tap into limitlessness, not by hustle, but really relaxing your energy and stuff. So, share with us a little bit more. I know when you came into my world, as I said, yeah, you were into logic and framework and strategy. And my strategy was always like, okay, you listening to your heart versus following a framework, right? So,
right.
talk to us a little bit about this. Like, how did your business change? And you, again, all addressing all of those, you gave yourself permission, you became more fearless and all of those. But how did it change? Where was the switch where you became from, this might help me become successful, versus me nudging you to go, like, no, we got to really listen to the heart, because the heart knows the strategy and the energy. So talk a little bit about that switch, and then how your energy helped you become this person.
I feel it's just for me, it's the time, by seeing, by doing the work and seeing the progress, and then believing and just doing more and more and more, and seeing the evidence of what I'm putting out there, and then looking at the evidence, how things are changing in my life. That gave me more power to do it again and do it again. And
Mm,
I kept on, and I saw how easy it was when I got myself out of the way. When I'm out of the way, when I'm just going with my heart, like I'm not putting my head into it, and I'm not questioning. It's the passion. I think the main thing is the passion, the desire, and believing in myself, and just really doing it without putting anything to stop me. I just, whatever it was I wanted to do, I just put it out there. And by seeing things improving, and I just kept on doing it over and over with more power, more passion. And that's how where I'm today.
yeah, I love that. And we'll talk a little bit more about, welcome, Brent. Introducing Alka. He's just joined us. So we will talk a little bit more about how you didn't stop at looking for evidence and you kept going, because I think this is a piece which will help everyone. But Ali's asked a question. So in a way, you were data collecting, seeing all the evidence coming in 3D, and what was an example of this? So let me also throw in another question, and you can kind of play with all of this. So I remember initially when we started working and we started shifting your consciousness, your state of being, right? Thoughts, feelings, and actions, and helping you become this version of you. We didn't have any evidence, right? We just knew that you didn't have any evidence. So, but at some point you had to exhibit that confidence and trust that what is my desire, that I want to serve all these women in the world, right? Today, what you're doing retreats and all of those all across the world, like different continents. You had to trust that it's going to happen. You're not judging it. But where was that? What in you was able to keep going on without the evidence? Because I think that's a level of confidence that will serve everyone, because we didn't have the evidence, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I just, manifesting when you have the desire and when you want to bring this to your life, you just know it and believe it in the moment. And really, this is what I did. This is what I wanted, and I acted like it was already happening. And I just kept on going. Um,
Mhm.
I think the desire was so much that I could not stop. And the passion that I had to do this work, um, it just kept me going. You know, I don't know if I'm explaining it properly. It's just
Oh,
it's
it's right. You're hitting the nail on its head, because you're talking about the frequency of desire, that you don't stop at
yeah,
fear. You are exactly sharing it the way it's meant to land. So please keep going,
yeah,
because I know I feel it. Yeah.
yes. So it's really the burning desire that I had. There was, of course, there was times that I used to feel, fearful. Like I said, I did feel it, but that wouldn't stop me. I felt it, but I did it anyway. And I
Mm,
just kept on going, kept on going. But then after a while, I was seeing evidence. I was seeing people come to me. I saw clients one after another, one after another. And each time that I made a difference in somebody's life, I had a client that came to me was so depressed, and working with me for 12 weeks, she was a new person, completely changed from somebody that couldn't smile. And she was smiling and started living her life fully, and told me it's because of me that I helped her. And I said, oh my God. So all these, all these messages and all these clients that sent me gratitude notes, or, tell me that it's because of you, it kept me going. I mean, I knew that I have a purpose here. I knew that I've come to do something bigger than me.
yeah.
I have a purpose in this world. So that's what kept me going. And I did see the evidence eventually,
Yeah.
by doing all this. And also when I do my retreats, it's all about holding energy. You know, I might have 12, 14 people, 8 people, but holding their energy, holding everybody, and giving the light that they need to process what they're processing. So I have learned how to do this, and everything that I'm doing is just coming from within. And that's what I want you guys to understand. Each of you have a purpose in this world. You have a purpose. That's why you're here today, to hear this. But realize that you just got to be you. Sometimes it's just your essence. It's your signature and your essence, to be there with your clients, to do, maybe not to even say anything. Sometimes it's just your energy, you
Yeah.
know, that can heal others, that can make a difference just being in your presence. You know, just know how important that is, and be in your full potential power that you have. When you do that, people feel you, and they will shift just being with you, just to be in your essence, in your presence. So I got to feel a lot of who I was and what I'm here to do in this world. And you know what? We continue shifting. I'm still not my fully authentic self. I am shifting. We're changing as we grow. And it's so beautiful that, because we have so much potential that you have the capability of changing all the time. You have so many timelines that you can create and bring into your life. And so I'm just loving that part of it, that we have the ability to bring in whatever we want. There's no
Yeah.
limit. And I'm so
We don't
excited
stop,
that,
right? We don't stop.
yeah,
We just keep
we don't
leaping.
stop. Yeah, because there's so much available. And if you realize that you are unlimited, you have so much potential, so much power that you can do anything you set your mind to. But number one thing is get out of your own way. And let me tell you, this is something that I've learned. I remember from Wayne Dyer, he says, do not die with your music in you. Whatever you have, that signature that you need to share to the world, you need to do that now, because the world needs us. If we don't do the work, it's really a disservice. So that's something that keeps me going, because I want to serve humanity. And I want to give the best that I can for others to either learn from me or to just change or become who they're meant to be. Just if I had something to do with it, it feels amazing. I'd make a difference in someone's life. So Prachi has taught me a lot, and I can tell you, you guys are with an amazing teacher. She changed my life, and I know what I had in me, but she made me open it up more and show me of who I am even more. And so for me, um, she showed me how abundant I am. She showed me how expansive I am. So there's so much that I have learned through Prachi, and I want to thank you to really show me my true self, because you saw it before I did. You could see it before I did. And I know that there's a lot of things more that's coming for everybody, because this is the time that we really need to really do the work. It's needed. So I am so excited. If you all have any questions, please ask me, but as you can see, I'm very passionate about this.
Well, yeah, I know that. And thank you for sharing everything that you shared, and thank you for saying everything that you said. And my questions are not even over yet, because I want to go back to something you said initially. And like, we unapologetically are so passionate. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I encourage everyone in my world, whether it's these guys or anyone for that matter, like, we have to allow our passion to come through. We're just going around, walking around. We feel like we're walking on the eggshell when it comes to expressing ourselves in the world, because people will react. But we got to lead with our own energy. If we're freaking passionate, we got to show it, and they will level up. And who cannot level up, it's not our problem. But who will level up, that's really, this is it. That was the whole purpose of us just expressing ourselves, right? And serving people. But
Exactly.
yeah, I do want to jump back to something that will help these guys in, because I know where everyone is right now, right? And they are here because they're in a mastermind or private clients, whatever it is, that they have a vision. They have a vision for a timeline, whether it's more clients, wealth, purpose, abundance, expressing themselves how they want to in this world, right? And each one of you is actually trying to get to that. So the question really always is the how, right? And now I'm going to break this question into parts and unpack this, and then I'll reframe this question. Let's get to that. But so each one of us is looking for the how. So one of the things that I have in my own process learned, and I've taught you, Alka, and continue to teach these guys, is we never have to look for the how. That brings me to, and I will ask you this question so you can share your journey, because you never knew the how, and yet you're living all of these things now, right? So it's important that these guys know that we don't need to know the how. And the very first time I learned this from my mentor, Melanie Ann Lair, everybody kept saying, don't need to know the how, don't need to know the how. And I was like, how's that possible? How do we
Mhm.
know the how and we walk into more wealth or abundance or healing or purpose. Because, like, what am I missing here, right? So I want to invite you to touch upon that. And your story will give them some evidence that we don't need to know the how. The second part of this is, which you earlier touched upon, is becoming fully you, so you can actually give yourself the permission to run your business and life the way you want. There is no damn structure to it, right? So
Yeah.
we weave that in. But thirdly, the most important thing is, lastly, actually, that I I invited you to talk to these guys about energy, and I know that in my own teaching and coaching with you, I suggested that we relax our energy more rather than hustle more, right? Because
Mhm.
the old paradigm is you show up, you hustle, you find structure, and then you're going to become successful. Whilst what I learned and what I shared with you and everyone else is that we've got to relax our energy, and we've got to match the consciousness of the version who's already had the successful business. You not be hustling, you'd be actually relaxed. So talk to them about this three aspects of how, where they are right now and where they want to be, irrespective of, they all have their own visions, right? Each one of you has your own vision, but there is something that Alka's already tapped into, which is that with her energy, with not following structure, giving herself the permission to do it her way, and then relaxing her energy, she's been able to create a new timeline or walk into a new timeline in her business. Alka, can you share a little bit more? I know you've talked about this, but also Brent wasn't there, and I think this is unpacking it onto the next level of 3 points. So
Yeah.
please go
So
ahead
I
and
think
speak.
it's all about, I feel it's all about frequency. What is our frequency? Um, so the frequency is what's going to attract the
Mm,
clients to you. And you know what, on Facebook, I don't really advertise. People just find, they just come through, they meet me somewhere, or they've heard about it through somebody, my trips and all that. So it just happens because when you're in the high frequency, you're going to match the clients to you when you're in that frequency. So when you relax and be in that sense of it's already happening, it's already going to be there, and that's your manifesting. That's manifesting. Um, and this is what you want, whatever it is you want, it's already happened. And you're just relaxing it, and you work on yourself. You don't have to worry about anybody else. You just work on you and bring that frequency up, and you will see how things will fall into place. And that's exactly what happened to me. That's how things happened, by me believing in myself, by raising my frequency, and asking for the clients and putting intentions on what am I looking for, what kind of client you want.
mhm,
um what is, like, for example, like my retreats right now, I have an intention what kind of clients I'm wanting, and I put it out there, and I ask the universe every day, this is the client I want, and I talk about what I'm looking for, and those are the only people that come to me. I mean, I'm not looking to take people that are not on the same frequency with me,
mhm.
you know so it's all about that. So
I
put an
loved,
intention.
sorry, interrupted, but I love the fact that you touched upon intentions. Because
Yeah.
last month we did something called the Portals of Blessings, and I spoke so loudly and clearly and passionately about the fact that every moment we actually are transmitting an intention and it's responding back as a manifestation. So I'm so glad that you
Yes.
touched upon this, that
Yeah,
intention is everything, right? It's
it's
responding back
everything.
to our intention.
Exactly. Everything I do, I start with an intention. Every class I do have an intention. Every trip I do have an intention. Every coaching session I do have an intention for the client. Um, so it's very important, the intention, frequency, believing in yourself, and getting out of your own way. I feel that's really important. I think that's what's really served me in my business,
Yeah.
in my life fully, in everything that I do.
I wonder if I should have recorded the word "get out of your way" and just press play on repeat, because I don't remember how many times I used the word "get out of your own way." Get out of your own way. Get out of your own way.
Yeah, the thing is, we don't give ourselves permission, that we're stopping ourselves. I was doing it to myself. I was stopping myself because I'm not ready. I used to say to myself, I'm not ready. How many times I told you I'm not ready? I don't think I'm ready
Yeah.
to do this. But, you know, who's saying that? My ego is saying that I'm not ready. It's the ego. It's not the higher self. It's not the being. The being is always ready. The being knows it all, but the ego is scared. Just doesn't want to, So now I whenever I say something, I say, who's talking here? Is it the ego? Is it in my higher self?
Yeah.
So when I come to that, I said, yeah, it's the ego. So shut up, ego. Now it's the higher being is it's time for the being to really step up. So I connect more into myself. I connect more into my spiritual practices and connect into um my higher being
Yeah.
and come from there. When I come from there, I speak with love, with compassion, and confidence.
Wow, that's so juicy, so beautiful, and so on point. And with what you shared, like keep coming back to being able to come back to their visions, because I know each one of the people who are here right now live with us, and people who are not here, who are going to watch the replay, each one of you has a vision. And everything that you're saying today, the purpose was really that your own journey can lead them and show them where they can crack through, break through whatever limitations they're observing right now, where everything is an illusion. So help me unpack a little bit more about this fact that we spoke about. You said, oh, we're limitless, and now I'm living a limitless life, right? So
Yeah.
they will often hear me say limitless, but again, every action, every reality helps you kind of feel this more, that no, 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 it's not a word. I actually am limitless, whether it's wealth, creativity, business, passion, everything, right? So when you started working with me, before that, you knew the words, but now you actually live it. You're an embodiment of what limitless is. And
Correct.
you just touched upon the ego and the higher self, right? The quantum
Right.
version, which is our infinite consciousness, and the lower version, our ego, our meat suit, which is the all about illusions and limitations. So if
Correct.
I want to carve this question in a way, create this question that actually helps them break through. What in you, Alka, was helped you integrate your limitless, your higher self, your quantum version, which knows no limitation and bounds? What in you helped you integrate that with your limited version, or this ego, which always has the illusions of this is not possible and I don't have the money, time, all the lack is the ego. So share a little bit of the integration. What helped you break through the ego, or you continue to still use to break through the limitations, because illusions are always coming. When you wanted to create this next retreat, I'm sure you must have had illusions, right? So what in
It's
you
yeah.
helped you break through? Yeah.
It's always there. The ego's always there, stopping you, and it's never gonna leave you. But it's the power that I believe that when it's your ego, coming and saying all these things, you say no. I always take it back and I say no. I take a deep breath and I said, no, this is not what I'm believing. This is what I'm creating, and this is what's going to happen. So I tap into my higher self and I say no to the belief of the ego that's trying to hold me back. And I just take a deep breath and I just say no. And I go on and I just bring in the belief of what I know, which is my truth. What is my truth in this? What's my desire? What is my true vision for creating this life in service that I want? I always have that picture that comes to me and always say, no, this is something bigger than myself. So it helps me stick to what I am doing. And again, I'm going to say it again, get out of your own way.
We
That's what I
cannot
have
say
to do
that
all the
enough.
time. Yeah, I always have to say, okay, no, it's not about you. I tell myself it's not about you. Alka, it's a bigger purpose in this. So my ego always comes in. And then I sit back and, the number one thing I'm going to tell you is surrender. That is something that I will tell you is magical. The surrender when you allow. So when you accept and allow and just don't ask how, just don't ask how, surrender into it. I will tell you that I have seen magic happen when I let go and I just surrender completely. I just say, okay, now it's in your hands. I just let go of it and I give it to the divine. And that's when the magic happens. A lot of times with my business, in so many different ways that, created workshops, created retreats, and created also, goddess circles and all that. I do the work and I just let go. Okay, whatever you want, God, whatever's meant to be, whoever's supposed to be here, it's in your hands now. And I just let go. And things happen. So surrender is huge. Trust, allow, and don't ask how. Trust, allow, and don't ask how.
Trust, allow, and don't ask how. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is so incredible. And I'm sure some of you are still sitting there going like, all of this sounds amazing, but what are the steps? Who's finding it hard? And put it in the chat. Who's still finding it hard? Because that's the programming, right? 30, 40, 50 years of our life, we've been programmed to look for logic. So I don't blame you guys. Like sometimes I still struggle with it. How many of you are actually still going like, this is all really good, but nah, what is this? What are the steps?
Good, Jenny. I like that. She says, I'm surrendering.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, but
Yeah.
this is
Friends
where
saying
I
yes,
was
I've
too in
been
the beginning.
struggling with it.
Yeah, because I was there too. I was struggling too because I didn't know, how do I do this? How will I do it? But letting go, just let go. Don't think so much. Come from the heart. Just let go and just whatever your desires are, really feel into it. Really connect to your eternal being. Because you're really coming from the ego when you ask how. The ego wants to know how,
Yeah.
not the
Yeah.
eternal being.
And I
The
just want
eternal
to,
being
I want
does
to
not.
be with you on that point, just jump in with you, sorry, about when this is so good, Alka, because when you're asking the how, it is the ego, it is the lower self, it is that limited human mind, because that's where we're playing the micro game. That's where, when we say we're limitless and we're infinite consciousness, right? We don't shrink, we expand. And then everything becomes possible from that place. When we're like, anything's possible, we're limitless, we don't need to know the how, everything's coming to me, like you said, trust, surrender, all of those. But the moment when
Yeah.
we say ask the how, you said it is the ego, and ego is limited. Ego is the contraction of our limitlessness. So this is where if you can identify that, oh, I'm walking away from my infinite consciousness and my macro version, but I start becoming micro. So, as Alka said, first is to be aware that am I an ego or my higher self? And this is the work, right? This is where you understand your higher self is your quantum version, and your how is your non-quantum version. Like it's just literally your human. So
Yeah.
playing the game differently. What's that?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I wanted to share a story just really quick about my trip here to London. So if you think of your logical mind, so I was on standby on first class, on business class, and there was 3 seats left, and I'm sorry, 1 seat left, and I was number 3. So this is what they told me. This when I went to, they said, well, you're number 3. We only have 1 seat left. I'm sorry. And I said, okay. Well, I know I'm still going to get it. Like, I know I'm going to get it. So logically, if you look at it and say, there's 1 seat and you're number 3, how will you get it? I said, I will get it. I told the universe, I already feel I'm going to be comfortable and I'm going to be on this trip and it's going to happen. And guess what happened? I got it. If the logical mind, I would tell myself, oh my God, forget it. It's gone. I won't get it. I'm telling myself no.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't have happened. But I said, yes, I'm limitless. I can get it. Logically, you'll say it's not possible. But if you talk about the quantum and, you want it and you're asking for it, I got it. How did I get it? I didn't ask how. I said, I don't know, but I want it. I didn't ask how. I don't understand or how it's going to be. What happened was,
see, you didn't rationalize. This is what when you shared it with me last
No.
week, it was incredible. So she didn't rationalize. She didn't go why, how, what are the steps, who are the people in front of me. It was like, I want it, given thanks for it, move on, the consciousness. You see, this is how we
Yeah.
collapse time, logic, space. That's what she did.
Yeah. And I just expected it. It's mine. That's it. So I'm telling you this because I want you to understand this is how your life works. This is how your business works. You want it, you ask for it, you'll get it. The reason I got it was, they didn't tell me, but I know there was a couple. They didn't take it because they don't want to be separated, and I got it. So I didn't care how. I just knew I was going to get it. So trust, allow, and don't ask how. Because that's not your business. Asking how, it's none of your business. The universe is limitless. It can give you anything and everything that you want. But you come in the way and you ask, oh my God, if I would have asked, how's that, how I can't get it, I'm getting myself in the way.
Yeah.
But the universe is ready to give it to me and I just stopped it. You see? Abundance, that's abundance, what I got. So we are stopping our abundance by putting how into it.
And let's
just an example I want to show you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's just address what you said, that you come in the way, and let's unpack how you come in the way, how we come in the way, because we all do it, not just you, right? We all. So when Alka saying you can get it, but we come in the way, how do we come in the way? Because we come in the way with our illusions and the stories and the narratives we carry with ourselves about our identity, what we have, what we can't have. So we come in our way with our narrative of what's possible and not. Everything exists in the field, but if we don't come in the way with our BS, our narrative, our illusions, there's nothing to stop
belief.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. So, that's something that this is also shows me all the time when this happens, it's really surrendering. And time again, I have, get the ego gets in the way and I stop. But it shows me over and over and over by letting things go, relaxing into it, surrendering, and you watch miracles come. For me, it was a miracle, me getting on first class with 1 seat. It was a miracle, but I got it.
Yeah.
So this is life. This is how things work. It's just really, I want you to look back into in your business, in your life, and see what is stopping you. What is something right now, if you look into it, feel into your life and see, write it down somewhere so you can have it in front of you. What is stopping you right now? What are things that are holding you back? Journal on that. Really bring that out so you can be aware. Maybe it's not even in your awareness. Maybe you're not, you're not sure, but think about it and see what are the things, and then next to it, write down, well, how can you change that for it not to, get in your way? What can you do? Change it into a positive affirmation. start, if it's something that you are stopping yourself by, I don't know, for example, you tell yourself that you don't have the money to do it. Write a positive, the affirmation for that. I'm abundant. My life is abundant. So bring the positive, change that negative into a positive.
I really
And that's how
like
I work
that
with
you
my
brought that
clients.
one up. I really like that you
Yeah.
brought that one up because a lot of us struggle with it. Like I've been there. Every time I wanted to work with the mentor or coach that spoke to my soul and I didn't have the money, or it's not just the mentor, something else. If I wanted something for my kids or if I wanted something for myself and I didn't have the money, like how you just brought that up, money can often be a limitation, when we are walking on the path of a desire. And so I literally used to be like, you know what? This is my desire. It's been shown to me. This person has come into my field for a reason. And I literally used to just go like, thank you. Like I don't know where the money will come from. I literally decided that I'm going to invest in this. I'm going to do this thing or I'm going to buy this thing or work with this person. And I used to start giving thanks way before the evidence came, the money came. Like that's the power of decision. So I really like that you brought that up, Alka, because this is the switch. If we're sitting going how the money is going to come, we're just playing from the ego. We're literally going from the human mind. But if we really want to be the quantum versions, they're multidimensional versions, you don't know the how, you don't care, you decided, the vision that I want to work, and then you've given thanks for it. The money is a byproduct. It is going to respond to your power of decision and your energy,
It's
right?
your
Like you said,
frequency
energy.
again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
frequency.
it's your frequency.
Yeah.
Exactly. And where I am today, I'm in London right now. I've come for a retreat, but I'm going to India, Dubai, and different places in India. And it's because it's just happening because that's my desire. I'm not
Mhm.
thinking about anything else. I'm just doing it because I'm called to do it. So see, I'm not stopping myself. If I would think about it, I'm going to stay 1 month in a hotel. How much is that going to cost me? I'm not even thinking about it because the money is going to come. So many things in life, people say I'm living this life. I'm living this life because this is what I've created for myself, and I'm worth it. And I'm going to do this because this is what's calling out for me. So I'm not stopping myself. I'm not saying I can't, I don't have the money, I am not, it's all there. It's everything is going to be there. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I'm just talking about my life in this way, but anything that you want to do, don't stop yourself, but realize that it's available for you. It's there for you. It's limitless. The universe is ready to give you. This is your birthright. Abundance is your birthright. And you can be abundant in so many different ways. It's just not money in the bank. Universe gives you so many things. So I just feel into it, just really know that the power is with you. It's you have it all with you. You don't need something outside of you to make things happen. It's inside of you. It's all within you. Change that side and everything in your world will change outside. But don't worry about what's happening outside. Just really focus on inside and really be that strong, powerful, amazing, abundant being that you are in every which way.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love the fact that if we can sum it all up, it's really about collapsing all the illusions that you have. Like as Alka said,
Yeah.
what is stopping you? That inquiry in itself is so powerful. And then we go beyond that. Like you have a list of 10 things that are stopping you right now and why you can't have the things you want or become who you want to become. You literally collapse them by how just going like, but that's my desire. I don't actually, I'm unavailable for all this list now. That's it. You don't have to even do anything else. You just become unavailable to the list, right? So, Alka, before, like, this is probably my last question before you want to share anything, any closing message with the group. But the last question that I want to ask you is what how is your life looking now from the time when you came and you started working with me and you still were a powerhouse? I remember when you came, you already were guided, you had a vision, you'd done multiple businesses before that, but you were not this version of you. So how has life and business changed from the time when you worked with me and all the things that you shifted? Of course, we've spoken about this in the last 1 hour. What really truly has changed or feels different in your life and business now?
So for me, I feel that I've really stepped into my authentic self and the expansion of my being, of who I truly am. I've really stepped into that. And the version of me right now is not a people pleaser, is not apologetic, is no more saying yes to everything. I'm speaking my truth, standing in my power, and serving the best way that I can. And I'm so excited that I'm here today to share that with you, because and loving myself unconditionally. If that is not there, you cannot serve anybody. Loving yourself, number one is loving you. A lot of people want to serve, 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 serve. But how about yourself? Change the light on you, because you need to give yourself love and your inner child love. Once you do that, you're capable of serving the world. And that's what I have been working on for the past 2 years, is really tapping into what I need and loving myself. And then so I can be this version of myself for others. And when you stand in the power of being the version of you, you give other people permission to be in their power. A lot of times people see you and they say, well, if she can do it, I can do it. So really we're helping the world. We're helping. It's all connected. We're all connected. So it's just changing how we do things. And the universe has changed so much. There's so much. Today is summer solstice, such a beautiful day to do this talk. And I just feel that this trip to London and a lot of things have happened for me, and being in the power that I am, even just this week, what has happened, and I've taken the step to be here. Again, I didn't stop myself from coming. I'm here because of that. It's made a huge difference in where I am.
And the fact
So
that all these evidence that you're getting now, when you started and you had the vision, you didn't have any confirmation that the evidence will come. That's the
yeah,
whole point of this conversation, guys. Every
correct.
evidence she's now received, when she started, all she knew was the vision. She didn't have any confirmation like you guys don't have. But if you stay in the truth of it, like she did, the evidence has to follow.
Magic.
These are laws of the universe.
Magic happens, guys. Magic. Your life will change. Just, get out of your way again. It's really because the universe is here to give us everything. But we get in our own way, and things just take longer because you learn as you go. But the key for me is really tapping into who you are. Breathe into that. Breathe into your energy. Tap into that and really believe in yourself. Surrender. Do the work. I'm not saying don't do the work. Do the work, then surrender. Trust and know that it's all happening already. Allow it. And magic happens after that.
You just said the most beautiful words in the end. Allow it. That's it. That's what I always.
That's it.
It's all existing in the field. We don't have to create anything. We just have to allow it. Those were the
Yeah.
most beautiful, powerful words that you could have said towards the end. So beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you all feel my passion? Do you guys feel it?
Oh, you're welcome to, you're welcome to ask Alka, any questions? I know it's probably like whatever, 2 a.m. for you. We're so grateful. It's 11:11, by the way, here. I'm looking at my computer.
Wow.
But if you guys have any questions, put it in the chat or please come online on the screen. You're very welcome to come on screen. You can pop your digital hand up or just here like this and ask any questions or anything you want to share that is shifted for you today.
Yeah, anything that you want to ask or anything that helped you today, I'd love to know.
I think Ali wants to. Oh, sorry.
I don't know. I was trying to look for my hand thingy.
You're there. Let's go.
But here's my question. Yeah, no, so that's transition stage of getting yourself to fully acknowledge and trust your higher self talk. When you were in that realm of things, when you would hear your ego talk, doubt, fear, you can't do this, whatever, and then you took a pause and you adjusted your mindset and you said, no, higher self, I can do these things. It's already done, whatever. At that point in time, did you ever run into a roadblock of like maybe feeling like, I know I just reframed my higher self, but maybe I messed something up with my ego negative talk? Or did you just completely shed that away, even in the transition period before you broke all these, boundaries and stuff?
So are you asking if something happened that was not in alignment to what I wanted? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of. I just want to know, sometimes, like for me personally, I have that negative self-talk, that fear, the ego, telling me I can't do it. Then I just try to take a break, like you referenced, and start, talking to my higher self. And then there's this other little creepy moment where I'm like, oh man, but I already had that negative moment. Maybe that doesn't counteract the positive that I'm trying to trust in the higher self. And I was just going to ask you,
that's still your ego. That's still your ego that's doing
the doubting. Did you have
the same thing?
Yeah. Did you have in your early stages of this, like that fear still when you were working itself out?
Yeah, I think I did. And you know what? It still happens today.
Mm-hmm.
It still happens, but it's the work, it's the inner work that we have to continue doing and really being in your frequency. And how to be in the frequency. You have to, you have to work on getting your vibration high. When you're at that level of your vibration is high, you will see things will flow because you're not going to allow, when you're in your high vibration or high frequency, you wouldn't feel like that. You wouldn't get that second thought and say, oh my God, if you're feeling that high vibration, that would be pushing you through, it'll be helping you to push through. So the key is to raise your frequency. Continue raising your frequency.
With confidence.
It happens to the confidence, the raising your frequency. Till today, sweetheart, it still happens. But I have to go back and tell myself, what am I doing? No,
that's silly.
And remind myself, it still happens because one thing I can tell you, so the ego gets softer and softer as you get higher and higher.
Ooh.
If you are, for example, if you are not connected
what you
to
just
yourself,
said. What you just said, it was like the bomb, and it is so true. But the way you delivered it, the ego gets softer and softer the higher and higher you go, because your higher self, that is so incredibly powerful. Yeah.
So that's what you need to work on, because the ego will always stop you because you're not connected yet, right? So you need to get connected deeper and deeper. Do your inner work, do your meditations, do your morning rituals, raise your frequency, do things that you love. When you do that, when you're connected so high, honey, what's going to happen? It's not going to bring you back so down. It might bring you a little bit, but not so low for you to reach up again. That's too much work. Right. So keep your frequency high, connect to your higher self, and the ego will get softer and softer.
Yeah. And I want to share one of the analogies, this is so good. And I think one of the things that helps me in this when I hit those points, Ali, and what Alka was just addressing, um, that we become magnetic as we raise our vibration, right? We start listening to our
Yeah.
desires more, that we're limitless and all. So basically, when we raise our vibration, as she said, in my own experience, I've seen that I say we become magnetic, right? That means things are coming to me effortlessly rather than me
Yeah.
trying to push, right? And when those off, unaligned thoughts or vibrations come through, what happens is, like a magnet doesn't worry about the things that are going to attach to it or fall off. It doesn't. A magnet is simply being a magnet, being in its energy, and things are being pulled to the magnet. The magnet does not worry about what's going to attach to me, what's going to fall off. If something unaligned comes, it just falls off. It will never stick with a
Yeah.
magnet. So this is an analogy I use, and also I've seen this in my own life because things will happen. I also feel unaligned sometimes, I'll call in experiences. So how Alka explains so beautifully, that continue just being in the truth of who you are, your vibration will raise, be just on the focus of your raising your vibration, and you become a magnet, and you literally start attracting, and whatever is unaligned, whatever thoughts are coming, it's just going to fall off because you're such a powerful magnet. Why now? Because your truth is your frequency, is your magnetic force.
So exactly, that's beautifully said. The thing is also, when you are raising your vibration, you're going to attract the vibration that you are. So remember that it's not about what you're saying, it's who you are. Whatever is going to come to you is in that same vibration. Anything, business, anything. So it's all about raising your frequency. Like attracts like, it has to be, when you're high, you can't attract somebody low. So it's all about working on your frequency. So you will attract what you are. Does that make sense? Yeah.
This has been one of the most delicious mastermind calls that I've had. And it was so incredible having you, and you staying up 1 a.m., 2 a.m. To speak to us, and these guys. So incredible. Do you have any more questions, guys? Okay, Brent has one. Okay, let's do that. Let's do the last question of the night. I'm very mindful of your time. Okay, hop on, Brent.
I'll make this quick, and thank you, Alka and Rachi. You guys are amazing. I've really gotten a lot from this talk today, and it's just really hit home. I was curious if you could just, because I'm at the beginning. I'm kind of like Ali. I'm kind of at the beginning of my journey with these concepts, and I'm really loving them. But I was wondering if you could describe like one of the first times that you sort of stepped out on the on the step of faith into being delusional, so to speak, and making that like that step where you're just kind of like, oh, I'm trusting that this is going to work out. And then I just would love to hear about one of your first experiences to encourage us
Okay.
as we're getting in our beginning, so thank you.
Okay. Great. So I'll share with you about my first client, actually,
Okay.
that I had with my coaching client. So I do like a 3-month, plans. And so when I got my first client, it was really the first coaching that I was doing, but the client didn't know that. So of course I was very nervous. And I just felt in my energy, and I just put the intention out there, and I did. And so so what happened was, when I did that, just by being who I am, I felt she was feeling very comfortable, and I was just not showing that I was nervous, but it made a huge difference for me, just relaxing and being in my power and just breathing through it. So if I show I'm nervous and I don't know what I'm doing, or it's my first coaching client, then things of course are not. So it's just really allowing, again, being in yourself, and really breathing into it, and being in your power, just being you. I was just me. I didn't have to act or show more of what I was. I was just me. So
Nice.
the answer is just be you. And this lady loved it so much she signed up for the next 3 months. And
I
so
have to
that was
jump in here
confirmation.
too.
Yeah,
I have to
that was
jump
my
in here.
confirmation.
I have to jump in here because they also have to give some context of your journey and mine. So Alka is the woman who took me from before Alka. When I had started my online coaching, I think it was 3 months before that or something. So I went from $80 sessions to 1,500 to 2,200 to then having a $5,000 client. So she was my third $5,000 client. So I used to charge $5,000 a month for my private coaching. So she was the person who was my first multi five-figure client. Okay. At that point, I don't know if you knew or not, because the second time, so she signed up for a month, she paid me $5,000. And then she wanted to work with me again. Then she wanted to work with me again. So she paid me 12,000, and then she paid me 12,000 again. So she's the client who's paid me $29,000. She's that first client. After that, I had, 22nd K and like 22,000 and all of those. But where I'm sharing is, did you know at that point that you were the first one who was paying me that 12,000? Or I don't
I
even
didn't know
know.
that.
But the point is that you kept coming back because the point I'm trying to make, because you were sharing your own journey, that sometimes, you just got to have faith. I had not had, even though I had my prices, I knew that I had $5,000 clients because of month charges. But I had not had a client who paid me multi five figures. But did I believe in it that I'm capable? Yes. And did I hold the consciousness? Yes. Out of nowhere, the person wanted to work with me again and again. So as
Yeah.
you are sharing this, somewhere you just got to break that thing of the BS that we
Yeah.
hold. Will this happen? Will
Yeah.
this not happen? You just got to be in the energy of it.
So what attracted me to you, Prachi, was your frequency and your vibration. And so that's exactly what attracted that client to me, was my frequency and my vibration.
Yeah.
And she
Nice.
signed up again with me because she wanted to still work with me. So me being scared in the beginning, that's normal, but I didn't let that stop me. The fear didn't stop me. I just became the version of me, and I just became me. I was me. So I'm just telling you to be yourself. That's all. And
Awesome.
things will happen. Did that help?
Yeah. I love the story. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And thank you for all your time today. And yeah, I wish you the best
Thank
of
you.
luck. Love and
Thank you
light to
so
you.
much.
You're
Same
welcome.
to you. Same to you.
All
Awesome.
right. Thank you so much, Alka. I'm sure we'll get some more questions and we'll circle back if you have more time. People will watch replays and stuff. We have people from
Sure.
all different time zones, and I'm sure a lot of us will keep rewatching this as well. I am so
Yeah.
deeply appreciative of your time, deeply appreciative of you just being here today and sharing your light and your frequency, your journey, what you've broken through. And just in you sharing that, somehow they have got the affirmation or the confirmation, or the lack of their evidence yet, but the unwavering faith that they can build just by listening to your story. Like, I listened to other people's before I had my own evidence, and then I had a little
Yes.
bit. And so, like, when you came and then other people came, and I kept thanking you guys because you were my evidence. All of these people are my evidence. Like, you have your clients as your evidence. It all starts with baby steps. So thank you so much today for showing them,
Thank you.
as I think you're part of that universe that came through my portal to them, to give an affirmation that all that matters is your desire, nothing else.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve today. And I really hope that that it helped and connected to your hearts. And all I want to say is my true it's my honor to be here today and just to share my life and what served me. And Prachi asked me to do this, and I said, okay, I'd love to. And I'm leaving to India day after tomorrow, and I'm going to be there for a while. And the timings just wouldn't work there because I'm a night owl, and over there would be like 5 a.m. to wake up and speak to you guys. I said, no, I'd rather do it today.
Incredible.
So
Incredible. So, and also briefly,
yeah.
do you want to touch upon? So, I know there are a lot of them in the US and stuff. So, Alka does beautiful retreats. If you guys have family and friends, anyone, like you can obviously follow her. I'll connect you guys on her social media. But where's your next retreat, Alka? If you want to just touch upon it briefly.
Yes, my retreat is in India and Dubai. It's going to be in September. If you all are interested, just send me, on Instagram a message or on Facebook, and I'll connect with you and send you information.
Do you have a website or your handle on Instagram you can give us?
Yeah, it's Alka Vaswani.
I
Just
would,
dash Alka Vaswani. You can send it to him.
why don't I actually, what I'll do is I'll put the handles in our chat. That way you guys can just click on it and straight away, I'll take you straight to her page. I'll do that. I'll definitely do that.
Yeah. Yeah, just connect with me and I'll send you more information on it. And it's 15 days, 14 days in India, and it's a spiritual retreat. And it's really going within, and it's all about connecting to, I'm only taking light workers that are really wanting to connect to themselves and through the spiritual journey and going to India and Dubai, actually.
We
Sounds
also have
amazing.
Jenny. Sorry,
It
sorry,
is.
Brent, go on.
It's gonna be amazing. It is amazing.
It sounds amazing. Ali just put a message from Jenny that thank you all, because I think she gets kicked out of the group or something. But thank you all. Thank you, Alka. What a treat to hear from you. And gifts and loves, bundles of joy. That's what Jenny
Thank you.
shared. Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Alka. Lots of love. We cannot stop saying thank you and gratitude. That's who we are. But at some point, we will have to close this call.
And I put positive things every day on my Instagram page, and also y'all can connect and get that from me.
Yeah,
Okay?
definitely connect you all on Instagram. All right. Take care.
Okay.
Bye, loves.
Awesome.
Everyone.
Alka, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you
Good
all.
night.